Get in the game with NFL Sunday Ticket from Rev TV. You'll get every game every Sunday afternoon from around the league. Plus, NFL Sunday Ticket gives you up to 8 live games on one screen with Game Mix. You'll get that died and woke up in football heaven experience when you upgrade to NFL Sunday Ticket Deluxe, including Red Zone, the channel dedicated to every scoring play from every game. And if you add Rev TV HD to NFL Sunday Ticket Deluxe, you'll be entered to win big weekly prizes with NFL Wildcard Mania. Get in the game with NFL Sunday Ticket.
Dr. Andre Rollins fired as gaming board chairman. The opposition lashes out at the Prime Minister for missing the VAT vote. Police investigating another murder, plus the Health Minister responds to claims of scabies at Her Majesty's prisons. We've got those stories and more coming up tonight. I'm Dana Smith and NB12 starts now. Topping news tonight, just 9 days before his appointment as gaming board chairman was due to expire, Dr. Andre Rollins has been fired. Tourism Minister Obi Wilchcombe, who has ministerial responsibility for the gaming board, confirmed to NB12 this afternoon that a letter was sent to Dr. Rollins relieving him of his responsibilities as chairman of the gaming board. We also understand the embattled Fort Charlotte Member of Parliament was discussed when Cabinet met briefly at 9 this morning. Acting Prime Minister Philip Brave Davis asked the PLP MP to do the honorable thing and resign after Rollins blasted Prime Minister Perry Christie in the House of Assembly on Wednesday and asserted that the country needs new political leadership. Rollins expressed anger over the fact that Christie used most of his communication on the VAT bill to threaten backbenchers with dissenting views. However, Agriculture Minister B. Alfred Gray said today Rollins' criticism of the Prime Minister could have been handled differently, adding he can always become an independent MP or join the Free National Movement. Although F&M Chairman Darren Cash said Dr. Rollins could be assured of a place in the F&M if he decides to leave the PLP, opposition leader Hubert Minnis shied away from endorsing that invitation today and said that Rollins would have to apply and go through a process just like anybody else.
The F&M has a process. We are open to anybody to apply. Rollins can apply just like anybody else. There's a process.
Rollins has not indicated he is leaving the PLP. Cash said in a statement yesterday, Rollins' days in the PLP are numbered, but he has a place in the F&M. Rollins has clashed with members of the opposition in the Parliament in the past and was even slapped by F&M Deputy Leader Loretta Butler Turner. Asked if he thought Rollins would be a good fit for the F&M, Minnis said it would be up to the party as a whole to decide.
Those are matters that are discussed. That's not matters that is made in isolation. We are talking about the direction of the country, and that's why the F&M is a party. It's an organization. It's not a one-man's party. It's not Minnis' party. It's an organization. Minnis may be ahead of that organization, but a responsible leader will discuss it. What are the pros? What are the cons? How will it advance us? Those are what responsible leaders do. We look towards the future. We look at the past, we review the past, but we improve for the future.
We also asked Minnis if he thought Cash's statement was premature.
No, I think Cash made a proper statement. What Cash meant is that the FN, like any political party, is looking for individuals that they think may enhance, and they will review the situation.
Meantime, the opposition leader slammed Prime Minister Perry Christie today for being absent when members of Parliament voted on the value-added tax bill in the House of Assembly Wednesday night. He called it a crying shame and questioned whether Christie wants the record to reflect that he was not there when the bill that Minnis claimed will hurt the country was passed.
It's a crying shame at this critical juncture for the Prime Minister, the leader of our country, to be absent from such an important vote. VAT will determine the direction, the economic direction of the country. This is synonymous to independence. So how can you duck out on an independence vote? Or is it that the Prime Minister may have been pushing this, but realize that this is an anti-middle class vote. This is a pro or enhancement of poverty vote. This is a anti-young people vote. This is a vote for declaration of a welfare system.
The value-added tax bill passed in the House of Assembly on Wednesday night, paving the way for the January 1st implementation of VAT at a rate of 7.5%. The bill passed with 22 yes votes, 8 no votes, and 6 absent. That evening, Christie traveled to Las Vegas with Tourism Minister Obi Wolchcombe for the opening of a hotel and casino. Minnis accused Christie of running away. He told NB12 he's not surprised the Prime Minister left the country on the evening of the VAT vote because he has already proven he cannot make tough decisions.
I'm not surprised that the Prime Minister ran because we know that this Prime Minister cannot make decisions, especially difficult decisions. And this is a decision for the turning point of the Bahamas. Has he made the decision with Renwood Wells? No. Did he run out because he may have known what Rollins was about to say and therefore he left Brave Davis to make the decision because he was afraid to make the decision? Did he make the decision on Web Shop? No. He went to the people, but he could have made the decision. He did not have to go to the people.
Minnis said Christie knows the problems VAT will bring. He said without anti-corruption legislation, fraud will be inevitable. Without a proper debt reduction plan, VAT will prove to be nothing more than a government slush fund. And without a fortified social safety net, the middle class could suffer.
So the Prime Minister probably wants history to judge that, hey, I was not there for the vote for the destruction of the Bahamas. I was not there.
Minnis said Christie's decision to run away proves he's not a responsible leader.
When there are decisions to be made that can be represent the turning point of your country, you must be a part of that decision, be it right or wrong. The people, future generations must see how did Minnis vote? How did Christie vote? So as a responsible leader, I know that it's my responsibility to be here to vote. The Prime Minister has demonstrated that he is not, I repeat, not, with capital N, a responsible leader.
Police have arrested a suspect in connection with last night's murder of a 23-year-old Lion Road resident. The victim, who was reportedly released from prison last year, was killed as he ran for his life last evening into the yard of a convenience store. Kyle Joaquin was on the scene and filed this report.
Those are the cries of a distraught father as he watched officials place his 23-year-old son's body in a hearse last evening. We understand the victim is George Nixon. Sources tell us he was recently released from prison. Assistant Superintendent Bernard Barnaby said police received reports around 10 p.m. that a man was shot to death on Lion Road. When they arrived on the scene, they found the victim bareback with basketball shorts and multiple gunshot wounds to his chest, arms, back, and legs.
Information this far is that we believe that this male was being chased by 2 men, both armed with handguns and wearing dark clothing. They would have cornered him in the back of a building called Penn's convenience store, where they shot him several times above the body.
Now, it took officers quite a while to count the many spent casings on the ground. Barnaby says it appears the murder weapon was a semi-automatic. On the scene, Nixon's parents, who lived 2 houses down from the crime scene, struggled to come to grips with his murder.
Tell me the WPC, please. No, you can't go, man. You can't go. You can't go. You can't go. You can't go.
Oh, Lord. George Lord Nixon. Oh, Lord, Mommy miss you. But I can't do nothing. Yeah. George Lord Nixon. Oh, Lord. We hold on. I feel it now. We hold on. I sing there.
Police say they now have 1 person in custody. Now, according to Nassau Guardian records, this is the 78th murder for the year. Police are appealing to anybody that may have any information that can assist them in their investigation to contact them at 919 or Crime Stoppers anonymously at 328-TIPS. Reporting from Lion Road for NB12, Kyle Joaquin.
Police need your help solving a home invasion and shooting incident that left a 16-year-old boy in hospital. We're told that around 9 last night, the teen, who reportedly escaped from the Simpson Penn Center for Boys earlier this month, was standing in a yard at Silver Gates when he was accosted by two males. One of the assailants reportedly shot the teen in his side. The men then entered the home, robbing the family of cash and jewelry. Police reported that the teenager escaped from the center earlier this week, but Assistant Director responsible for Simpson Penn, Quentin Gray, told NB12 it was earlier this month. Investigations continue. As New Providence residents continue to express outrage over this week's power outages, one frustrated business owner warns he may have to shut down his company or lay off staff. He claims the latest rounds of outages damaged appliances and slowed down production. Simone Davis reports.
The owner of Bahamas Extruders Investments fears that he may have to shut down his company or lay off some of his 85 employees after recent power outages experienced here in New Providence slowed down the company's production. Bahamas Extruders Investments, better known as BayPack, is a manufacturing company responsible for the production and rotation of plastic bottles, PVC pipes, food products, and water. Owner Glenn Rogers says recent blackouts have also damaged many of the materials produced.
Just recently, 2 weeks ago, we started experiencing these power cuts, which has been detrimental to our production quotas that we need.
Rogers says closing his doors or letting go of staff are the only options he is faced with because the company cannot afford to pay employees when BEC continues to interrupt its operations.
Our employees are losing work. They have families to provide for, and they don't make that much. And I can't afford to pay them if I don't have the production quotas to make the money to pay them.
Thousands of residents and business owners on New Providence suffered huge inconveniences on Tuesday as a result of a blackout. BEC said lightning storms caused the failure of several units at the corporation's Clifton Pier power station. Consumers in some parts of New Providence also experienced power outages on Wednesday and Thursday and questioned whether they would be compensated for electronics and appliances. Rogers expressed disappointment and outrage over the latest round of outages, stating that BayPack has been a loyal customer to BEC for 38 years.
We've been established here for 38 years, and we've never had a generator because we've always relied on BEC. How could you let a major customer down like this? Doesn't make sense.
After Tuesday's power outage, BEC Chairman Leslie Miller revealed that most of the engines at BEC are old, and that's why there are so many problems with them. He said the company and the government plans to put a new engine at its Clifton Pier power station, which should solve most of the issues that cause these power outages.
In our remote roadmap for BEC, about 18 months ago, we met with the PM&Os and the committee, and we have put forward a plan to put up a new plan, and that's going to cost $200 million. That including the transmission lines and what have you. These things are very expensive. The average price for a megawatt of power is $1 million. You're talking about 140, that's 140 million on the transmission lines. It's another 60 million, the civil works, etc. It brings up to about $200 million.
Reporting for NB12, I'm Simone Davis.
When NB12 returns, the health minister unaware of scabies reports. The details are on the other side of this break.